Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. The trouble is, you think you have time. If you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. Happiness will never come to those who fail to appreciate what they already have. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Excellent are well-trained mules, thoroughbred Sindhu horses and noble Tusker elephants. But better still is the man who has subdued himself. Not by these mounts, however, would one go to the untrodden land, Nibbana, as one who is self-tamed goes by his own tamed and well-controlled mind. Musty during rut, the Tusker named Dhanapalaka is uncontrollable. Held in captivity, the Tusker does not touch a morsel, but only longingly calls to mind the elephant forest. When a man is sluggish and gluttonous, sleeping and rolling around in bed like a fat domestic pig, that sluggard undergoes rebirth again and again. Formerly this mind wandered about as it liked, where it wished and according to its pleasure. But now I shall thoroughly master it with wisdom as a mahout controls with his ankus, sic an elephant in rut. Delight in heedfulness, guard well your thoughts, draw yourself out of this bog of evil, even as an elephant draws himself out of the mud. If for company you find a wise and prudent friend who leads a good life, you should, overcoming all impediments, keep his company joy owsely and mindfully. If for company you cannot find a wise and prudent friend who leads a good life, then, like a king who leaves behind a conquered kingdom, or like a lone elephant in the elephant forest, you should go your way alone. Better it is to live alone. There is no fellowship with a fool. Live alone and do no evil. Be carefree like an elephant in the elephant forest. Good are friends when need arises. Good is contentment with just what one has. Good is merit when life is at an end, and good is the abandoning of all suffering through arahatship. In this world, good it is to serve one's mother, good it is to serve one's father, good it is to serve the monks, and good it is to serve the holy men. Good is virtue until life's end, good is faith that is steadfast, good is the acquisition of wisdom, and good is the avoidance of evil. The craving of one given to heedless living grows like a creeper. Like the monkey seeking fruits in the forest, he leaps from life to life, tasting the fruit of his karma. Whoever is overcome by this wretched and sticky craving, his sorrows grow like grass after the rains. But whoever overcomes this wretched craving, so difficult to overcome, from him sorrows fall away like water from a lotus leaf. This I say to you, good luck to all assembled here. Dig up the root of craving, like one in search of the fragrant root of the banana grass. Let not Mara crush you again and again, as a flood crushes a reed. Just as a tree, though cut down, sprouts up again if its roots remain uncut and firm, even so, until the craving that lies dormant is rooted out, suffering springs up again and again. The misguided man in whom the 36 currents of craving strongly rush toward pleasurable objects is swept away by the flood of his passionate thoughts. Everywhere these currents flow, and the creeper of craving sprouts and grows. Seeing that the creeper has sprung up, cut off its root with wisdom. Flowing in from all objects, and watered by craving, feelings of pleasure arise in beings. Bent on pleasures and seeking enjoyment, these men fall prey to birth and decay. Beset by craving, people run about like an entrapped hare. Held fast by mental fetters, they come to suffering again and again for a long time. Beset by craving, people run about like an entrapped hare. Therefore, one who yearns to be passion-free should destroy his own craving. There is one who, turning away from desire for household life, takes to the life of the forest, that is, of a monk. But after being freed from the household, he runs back to it. Behold that man, though freed, he runs back to that very bondage. That is not a strong fetter, the wise say, which is made of iron, wood, or hemp. But the infatuation and longing for jewels and ornaments, children and wives, that, they say, is a far stronger fetter, which pulls one downward and, though seemingly loose, is hard to remove. This too the wise cut off. Giving up sensual pleasure, and without any longing, they renounce the world. Those who are lust-infatuated fall back into the swirling current of samsara like a spider on its self-spun web. This too the wise cut off. Without any longing, they abandon all suffering and renounce the world. Let go of the past, let go of the future, let go of the present, and cross over to the farther shore of existence. With mind wholly liberated, you shall come no more to birth and death. For a person tormented by evil thoughts, who is passion-dominated and given to the pursuit of pleasure, his craving steadily grows. He makes the fetter strong indeed. He who delights in subduing evil thoughts, who meditates on the impurities and is ever mindful, it is he who will make an end of craving and rend asunder Mara's fetter. He who has reached the goal is fearless, free from craving, passionless, and has plucked out the thorns of existence. For him this is the last body. He who is free from craving and attachment is perfect in uncovering the true meaning of the teaching and knows the arrangement of the cred texts in correct sequence. He indeed is the bearer of his final body. He is truly called the profoundly wise one, the great man. A victor am I over all have I known. Yet unattached am I to all that is conquered and known. Abandoning all, I am freed through the destruction of craving. Having thus directly comprehended all by myself, whom shall I call my teacher? The gift of Dharma excels all gifts. The taste of the Dharma excels all tastes. The delight in Dharma excels all delights. The craving freed vanquishes all suffering. Riches ruin only the foolish, not those in quest of the beyond. By craving for riches, the witless man ruins himself as well as others. Weeds are the bane of fields. Lust is the bane of mankind. Therefore, what is offered to those free of lust yields abundant fruit. Weeds are the bane of fields. Hatred is the bane of mankind. Therefore, what is offered to those free of hatred yields abundant fruit. Weeds are the bane of fields. Delusion is the bane of mankind. Therefore, what is offered to those free of delusion yields abundant fruit. Weeds are the bane of fields. Desire is the bane of mankind. Therefore, what is offered to those free of desire yields abundant fruit. Good is restraint over the eye. Good is restraint over the ear. Good is restraint over the nose. Good is restraint over the tongue. Good is restraint in the body. Good is restraint in speech. Good is restraint in thought. Restraint everywhere is good. The monk restrained in every way is freed from all suffering. He who has control over his hands, feet and tongue, who is fully controlled, delights in inward development, is absorbed in meditation, keeps to himself and is contented, him do peo play call a monk. That monk who has control over his tongue, is moderate in speech, unassuming and who explains the teaching in both letter and spirit. Whatever he says is pleasing. The monk who abides in the Dharma, delights in the Dharma, meditates on the Dharma, and bears the Dharma well in mind, he does not fall away from the sublime Dharma. One should not despise what one has received, nor envy the gains of others. The monk who envies the gains of others does not attain to meditative absorption, thinks you so